everybody, it's MxRheyRhey. Welcome back to my art channel and welcome back to Watercolor Wednesday. Today you will be watching me practice going into urban sketching. I have this concept idea sort of in that I want to do in the future, but it will take me practicing before I can even fully conceptualize how I want it to be done. So I want to get into urban sketching and that style of watercolor painting. So basically, because I am still starting out, I've broken it down in my head to 3 different concepts, which is the sketch portion, the inking portion, and then the watercolor portion. So today in my practice, you will find that I will be painting from a prompt that I found. The list on the random prompt that I found, the number 1 on the list was morning. So I decided to sketch a memory of a not a particular morning, but a time portion of memory of what my mornings looked like. And it's not like, Rembrandt or anything, but I actually ended up sort of liking how it looked in the end. I didn't realize until it had fully dried the next day, but one of my brushes still had glitter in it from one of the metallics that I had, so I didn't realize it, but there's some sparkles in some of the paintings just randomly. And as someone who cannot use sparkles in their everyday life but appreciate the sparkle, I appreciate the sparkle. But today I kind of want to talk about why I had to use a prompt instead. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with using art prompts to practice and everything, especially when it kind of takes part of the what do you call it? Part of the hassle of trying to figure out what you're going to draw, especially when you're just trying to practice, specifically trying to practice. But the reason I needed to use a prompt this time was because I had some really bad art block. I don't even know if it was a block. It's I was coming up with half ideas and I couldn't finish any of them. So instead of getting frustrated and quitting, and you probably wouldn't have seen me for a year because of my frustration, I just decided, no, this is gonna happen. Just find a random thing on the internet to tell you what to draw. And that disappoints me because I was so excited to come back after my very much needed break and start painting for you and get to know you guys get to know me, and just we be, and I couldn't, and it frustrated me. It frustrates the hell out of me when I want to do something and I ultimately can't because my own body is betraying me. I've been told that this is called executive dysfunction, and it's very, very prevalent in people with ADHD, especially people with undiagnosed ADHD like me. And I hate saying I have undiagnosed ADHD because, the internet exists and the stigma of diagnosing yourself is not fun. So I don't like talking about it too much, but it's been pretty prevalent, and my entire family has known since I was pretty much a child. But all I needed was prayer and hard work. Saltiness aside, the main reason why I needed an art prompt because of my executive dysfunction was because I have had insomnia since I want to say a week almost now, and that insomnia has been due to guilt and stress. And the guilt is because I'm almost 30 and I haven't got my life together. I'm just figuring out what I want to do again, and the stress is trying to figure out how to write down the steps to achieve what I need. And so that always goes well. Add anxiety and depression to that, you've got the best fucked up cocktail in the world, isn't it? Well, best according to the things that are trying to drag you down. And I had to, for this voiceover, I had to just redo this. This is my third time trying to redo it, because the first time I realized I had messed up because of my words fumbling. It happens a lot when I'm trying to talk as fast as my brain. The second time was because I realized my ramblings, which still were kind of, slurry from brain being faster than my mouth, was just me bitching about it. And I don't want to do that. I feel like I'm still kind of doing it now, but I also just kind of need to vent. So I won't be like doing it too much, but I want you guys to know, if you also struggle with this, you are not alone. If you want to also vent in the comments about how stressed you are, feel free. I will not judge you if there is any kind of like negativity replies to you. I will delete them because you don't need that shit. But there are too many videos trying to tell people who have my same problem how to fix it, when sometimes you can kind of realize they don't struggle from the same problem in the same way that you do. And it's frustrating, and you want to dismiss it, but then you realize maybe they're just trying to help. Maybe if you try it a little bit, but add variables to it so it suits you, maybe it'll work. And maybe it does for a little while, but then your brain gets bored with it and it decides, nope, I don't want this to work anymore, because it's like a 3-year-old who wanted gummy bears, so you give them gummy bears and they're like, no, I don't want these gummy bears, I want an apple. And I'm like, apples are not gummy bears. Like, I want these gummy bears that are an apple. And try arguing with a 3-year-old that an apple is not a gummy bear. It doesn't work. But if you guys want to know what I try to do myself when this happens, feel free to continue listening. What I try to do is, when I realize I'm getting like this, the first thing I do is analyze what I do when I go to sleep. And I mean analyze because, we're pros at that. And I realize my shortcomings. It's like, I get glued to my phone because this is the first time I've been able to lay down and make myself relax, because I'm in bed. This is relax area. So that's when my body actually relaxes, and it wants to turn off all the thinking. So it will go to your phone or any other kind of device that you use to stop thinking, and it will be glued to it because it has been on overheating mode all day, and so this is its cool down period, and it doesn't want to get out of its cool down period because it doesn't like being in overheated mode. Sorry, I like to think of my brain as a computer, because I am technologically knowledgeable. But yeah, it will do that, and I'll realize maybe you don't need to be on standby mode. Maybe you just need to be in sleep mode. So I try to make a plan to turn off my phone. And I can do this because my phone has certain ways to turn itself off and say, hey, it is this time, maybe I'll just turn this off for you so you don't have a choice. And so I'll program things like that into my phone. Or if I can't, I will have an alarm set on my phone, because almost all of us have alarms saying, hey, remember, you gotta sleep now. And it will start playing very sleepy music or very relaxed music that my brain understands is relaxing music. Another thing I like to do is let myself sleep. I will set an alarm for when I need to sleep. I will set at max 2 alarms. I will set the alarm saying, hey, you're gonna be waking up in an hour. And then I'll have the other one that will set in an hour. And then if I still end up falling asleep after turning off that second alarm, I'll just sleep. And I'll try not to feel guilty about it, especially if I know I'm not doing anything that day. I may have had soft plans, not hard plans. If I had hard plans, it's easier for me to get out of bed because a hard plan usually relies on not just me. It will involve another person. So it is easier for me to say, okay, if this is not for me, I can do this. If I have a soft plan, meaning maybe I will do these things, then it's not set in stone. It is a soft plan. It is sand in the ocean. So I will try not to feel guilty about it. What I also like to do is I like to make a plan to do some form of exercise. I personally like to do like yoga for beginners because it's usually just like, hey, sit there, stretch your neck, stretch your back, like easy things you can do in like an office chair, because I am most likely sitting on a stool or an office chair in front of a computer. You can do really easy things like this. I like to find hand and wrist stretches for like my hands and wrists because I use my hands a lot. Also, if I haven't done any kind of like formal exercise that day, I will, since I love to fidget, I'm actually playing with a fidget toy right now so I can keep focus on what I am saying. I will just let my body fidget. I won't mask, I won't, try to sit still, absolutely. When I try to sit still absolutely, I end up wanting to tick very, very badly. So I will, do those weird things where I will lay on the floor and run my knee, pretend to run in the air, just have my feet kicking and everything. I will do the things I did as a child. I will run up against, not run into the wall, but be against the wall and be upside down for a little bit. Or I will fidget. I will let myself fidget. I will get all of my quote unquote wiggles out because I am constantly around toddlers and they also get the wiggles. But I will do that, and if I really can't stop, I will shake my body, my limbs, my head, my chest, maybe not my legs if I'm sitting down, but I will do that for a solid 30 seconds and then stop and then lay down because I will probably be dizzy. And that will make me not want to move anymore. It's actually pretty effective for when I know I cannot sleep and it's because I am moving so much. So yeah, those are just a few things that I do personally to get rid of insomnia and stress and depression. It's not a full fix, obviously, it's temporary, but it helps me get to sleep. So I hope you enjoyed my ramblings while you watched me paint a morning saturated window of a room with a cat. I love that cat. She is so sweet. So let me know what you guys also do to get rid of your fidget and anxiety and insomnia, if you also realize that is what's happening to you. And we can just create a little circle of support down in the comments. I would love to read them and exchange ideas with you. So if you also like the picture, let me know too. That would be great. I'll see you guys in the next video.